Welcome to The Mental Fight, a safe place to ignite hope and peace, where we talk all about authentic feelings, even in the depths of life's curveballs. I am passionate about emotional and spiritual health. Regardless of the season you are in, you are worthy, safe, heard, and loved. Together and with God, we can overcome and embrace our next joyful steps, one day at a time. Let's get started. Hi, friend. Welcome to today's episode. Today, we're talking all about mental health for the introvert. Whether you're an introvert yourself or have introverts in your life, I wanted to share my thoughts and spread awareness on the topic. I feel like it's so important and needed right now, as introverts tend to feel alone against the social norm. And maybe you're not as alone as you think you are. And that's my hope for you today. I always thought being an introvert was a bad thing. It was a negative quality, and it was because I was shy. And I thought maybe it meant that I was less than. After praying for different tendencies, now as an adult, I see things differently. And that's a good thing. I learned that being aware of what your mind and what your body needs is so important before suffering burnout. And it's a game changer. It's a game changer in your life and obviously mental health. As introverts, we don't have to change. We can adapt. And in typical introvert fashion, I am a homebody, probably a little too much of a homebody to a fault. There's nowhere else I'd rather be, and I have way more fun at home than most places. During the pandemic, even though I had my own health struggles at that time, I was still in my element, as I'm sure many of you were. We didn't have to go anywhere, make plans, and it was almost like the best excuse ever for self-care. And I'm sure we enjoyed ourselves more than others. I had fun being alone in my thoughts with my technology and never felt like I was missing out. And when I am out and about, I can't wait to go home, slip into comfortable clothes, and put my hair up in a bun, have some coffee or some peppermint tea, and relax. Because going out drains me, even if it's fun and necessary in small doses. There are times when going outside the house actually does excite me and gives me energy to a degree, but it doesn't last. And as much as we need people in our lives, people drain us and sucks the life out of us. And we recharge by being home and alone. Now, being aware is key because introverts are actually more likely to experience anxiety, depression, isolation, and mental health issues in general. We may have trouble with balancing our lives or feel pressure to go out, to do more, even when we don't want to. And thinking about the overstimulation alone can make us feel a lot of feelings and perhaps anxiety. But again, there's nothing wrong with you for feeling these feelings or thinking these thoughts. It's okay to be an introvert, and it's okay to be an extrovert. We both have strengths and weaknesses. And actually, introverts have a lot of wonderful qualities. We have unique gifts and strengths. We're great thinkers, listeners, we're creative, reflective, empathetic, and we know when we've hit our limit. And we can thrive when we are true to ourselves and true to who God created us to be. But we also need people. We need community, and we need social interactions like all humans do. So today, I wanted to give you some of my self-care tips. And the first one is to wake up earlier so you have time to unwind before you start your day. And this one is huge, and it may depend on your season of life. But if you can wake up earlier, set yourself up for success and let yourself ease into a new week. Maybe make sure Mondays are a little bit less stressful. The next one is read, write, or listen to podcasts in your day, wherever you can fit it in for alone time. Breathe, pray, and meditate often, and read the Bible. Dive into your passions during alone time and give yourself extra quiet time wherever you can fit it in to recharge your batteries. Don't overschedule your day, week, or month, because every little bit counts. Go out in small doses for 1 to 3 hours at a time, or longer if it's an event. But take breaks throughout your day or in between events and take time for a rest. If you have plans Friday, give yourself Saturday to rest, or at least don't make any extra plans for the day. Take time for you, 1 day a week to decompress, even if it's just for an hour, and limit the overwhelm. And here's possibly my biggest takeaway. Isolation is so easy for us, and it's hard when you're battling with your physical health. But my biggest mental health tip to combat depression is to intentionally leave your house at least once a week or possibly every day if you can. Go for a coffee date, go to the park, or even just go outside. Go somewhere, even if it's by yourself, safely, of course. Even if it's driving while listening to music, or stay in your car a little extra longer. I've gone months without leaving the house, many, many times, more than I'd like to admit throughout my life. But when I do get out, it feels like a breath of fresh air, literally. I'll never forget when I went to a coffee shop. It literally refreshed my soul. And I probably talked a little too much because I hadn't done that in so long. And I was just so excited. And I felt badly about that. But it was a reminder and soul hug I needed. And as introverts, it's okay to be ourselves. We can apologize when we're wrong, but we don't need to over explain. We don't always need to apologize. And we don't need to feel inferior. We're accepted. We're loved. And we can accomplish our goals and dreams while staying true to ourselves, our gifts, and having the right people in our lives. And that is so essential. And they'll understand. God made you perfectly. And there's a reason why He created introverts. Psalm 139:14 says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it well. Here are my final thoughts for you today. Focus on healthy relationships with yourself and with God. Know who you are, what you stand for, and focus on your strengths rather than weaknesses. Implement systems. Stay organized, plan ahead, and don't cram too much at once, especially in your schedule. Life happens, family happens, work happens, but do your best with what you're given and lean into what you can and can't control. With God's guidance, reassurance, helping hand, and His support. Maintaining healthy lifestyle habits are huge. Nutrition, movement, and prayer. And have plenty of time at night to unwind, even if that means going to bed a little bit later. Sleep is very important, but so is resting your mind first so you can ease into your dreamland and unwind first. As introverts, we are all different, but we're also similar, and you're not alone. I pray that you discern what's best for you this week. I pray that you discover what you can add to your life and what you can go without for your mental health and well-being. I pray that you take time to breathe through the craziness of the day. and spend one-on-one time with yourself and God and the people that matter. May you find peace and happiness and recognize the beauty you possess in your introverted soul, your sensitive soul. I hope you recognize that you can change your life, your surroundings, even if it's too chaotic or you feel misaligned. You can change. You're a gift, and I'm here for you, friend. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If this encouraged you, I'd be so grateful for a rating or review. Until next time, have a wonderful week.